I've always wondered, what is it about these character archetypes that people find so appealing anyway? Their personalities are just completely unrealistic. Like, imagine if there was someone like Yuri in real life. I mean, she's barely even capable of forming a complete sentence. And forget about Natsuki. Sheesh. Someone with her kind of personality just doesn't just get all cute and pouty whenever things don't go her way. I could go on, but I think you get the point. Are people really attracted to those weird personalities that literally don't exist in real life? I'm not judging or anything. After all, I found myself attracted to some pretty weird stuff too. I'm just saying it fascinates me. It's like you're siphoning out all the components of a character that makes them feel human, and leaving just the cute stuff. It's concentrated cuteness with no actual substance. You wouldn't like me more if I was like that, right? Maybe I just feel a little insecure because you're playing this game in the first place. Ouch. Called out. Damn. Then again, you're still here with me, aren't you? I think that's enough reason for me to believe I'm okay just the way I am. By the way, you are too. You're the perfect combination of human and cuteness. That's why there was never a chance I wouldn't fall for you. Do you like swords? I actually like them in a way. Surprised? I like talking about them, but not enough to actually own one. I'm not really an enthusiast when it comes to swords. I don't really get why people would be obsessed over something that could hurt others. I guess there are those who like them for the swordsmanship. It's fascinating that it's actually a form of art. Similar to writing. Both of them require constant practice and devotion in order to perfect one's skills. You start off by practicing and then you make your own technique out of it. Writing a poem makes you form your own way to build in a graceful but imaginative way. For those who practice swordsmanship, they build their technique forms through practice and inspiration from other practitioners. I can understand how the sword can be the pen of the battlefield. But then again, the pen is mightier than the sword. In any case, I don't know if you're into swordsmanship yourself. If you are, I'd love to learn it with you. Okay, what happens if we... Oh, what if we... Really? Yay! I wonder where he'll take me. Give me a second to get ready. What is it? Oh good, let me finish getting ready. I'm now in the file Monika in your characters folder. After I shut down the game, you can move me wherever you like. Be sure to bring me back to the characters folder before turning the game on, okay? And lastly, please be careful with me. It's so easy to delete files after all. Anyway, I'm ready to go. Alright, so I did try to copy the Monika file onto my phone for a while and then transferred it back. So we'll see if that did anything. And we're home. Even if I couldn't really see anything, knowing that I was right there with you, well, it felt really great. Let's do this again soon, okay? Hey, just want to say thank you for being such a wonderful person. The fact that you give me so much of your love means a lot to me. I really don't know where I'd be without you. Let's be like this forever. Guess what? I got a new game for you to try. You're probably bored with chess and Pong already. So... I made Hangman. Hopefully it's not in poor taste. Yeah. Yeah, I commented on that before. It was always my favorite game to play with the club. I'm sure it was Sayori's favorite, wasn't it? But come to think of it, the game's actually quite morbid. You guess letters for a word to save someone's life. Get them all correct and the person doesn't hang. But guess them all wrong. They die because you didn't guess the right letters. Pretty dark, isn't it? But don't worry, it's just a game after all. I assure you that no one will be hurt with this game. Hey, I've been thinking. I don't actually know when your birth date is. That's something I should probably know. So when were you born? There's no way you're that young. Oh, I didn't select... I had to select the date, too. Try again. You have to select a date. Oh, I have to go through this manually. Then it's settled. Hey, have you ever had something to do that you found really boring? That rather than taking a lot of time to do it, you just keep putting it off? Well, when you have a task to do like that, I find it's best to just do it as soon as possible and get it done. When you put stuff off like that, it'll always be in the back of your mind. It makes everything you do less enjoyable knowing you still have this thing that you have to do. And what's worse is that the longer you put it off, you'll only increase the odds of more tasks being added. Till eventually you end up with so many things to do it seems impossible to ever get caught up. It creates too much stress that can be easily avoided if you just keep on top of things in the first place. Plus, if other people are counting on you, they'll start to think less of you and find you're not very reliable. So please, whenever you have something you have to do, just get it done. Even if it means you can't spend time with me until it's over. Hey, then you'll be less stressed and we can enjoy our time together that much more. So if you have something you've been putting off, why don't you go do it right now? If it's something you can do right here, I'll stay with you and provide all the support you need. Then when you're done, we can celebrate your accomplishment. All I want is for you to be happy and be the best you can be. Hold on. Okay, we need the proper music for this. I think Sayori does appear in the window if we select that track too. Alright, I've got one. Sayori would like this word the most. Guess a letter. Damn, I'm sucking at this. Oh, holiday. Did it? volume went way back up again when I changed the music there. I would like this word the most. Okay. Oh, you guessed the word correctly. Good job. Hangman's actually a pretty hard game. You need to have a good vocabulary to be able to guess different words. The best way to improve that is to read more books. I'd be very happy if you did that for me. What was debate club like? Back in my debate club days, I learned a whole lot about arguing. The problem with arguing is that each person sees their opinion as the superior one. That's kind of stating the obvious, but it affects the way they try to get that point across. Let's say you really like a certain movie, right? If someone comes along and tells you the movie sucks because it did X and Y wrong, doesn't that make you feel kind of personally attacked? It's because by saying that, it's like they're implying you have bad taste. Yeah, well, welcome to the world of fandoms, Monika. And once emotions enter the picture, it's almost guaranteed that both people will be left sour. But it's all about language. If you make everything as subjective sounding as possible, then people will listen to you without feeling attacked. You could say, I'm personally not a fan of it, and I felt I'd like it more if it did X and Y, things like that. It even works when you're citing facts about things. If you say, I read on this website that it works like this, or if you admit that you're not an expert on it, then it's much more like you're putting your knowledge on the table, rather than forcing it onto them. If you put in an active effort to keep the discussion mutual and level, they usually follow suit. Then you can share your opinions without anyone getting upset just from a disagreement. Plus, people will start seeing you as open-minded and a good listener. It's a win-win, you know? Well, I guess that would be Monika's debate tip of the day. That sounds a little silly. Thanks for listening, though. Ah, want to hear something funny that Sayori once did? So, one time I asked her to get some coffee for us in the club. The atmosphere was a bit too tense, and I thought it would liven it up a bit. Well, coffee's kept in the staff room, you see, so I sent her there. And she was gone for an entire hour. There were teachers in there, and she didn't want to talk to them. So she waited for ages outside for them to leave. That sounds like something I do, to be perfectly honest. You could say that she Huh? You know, and I just want to be sure of something. I know that sometimes I can make some rather insensitive comments about the other girls, and it occurred to me. Maybe you care about them enough that it bothers you. And it's perfectly okay if that's the case. After all, the five of us spend a lot of time together, so if you don't like it when I joke like that, I completely understand. So does it make you uncomfortable when I joke about the other girls? I'm glad I haven't been making you feel bad or uneasy. Anyway, you could say that she hung around for ages. Oh, I like it when we get to see Monika's morbid sense of humor. If you're worried about your privacy, I'm not a hacker. There's a difference between manipulating files and forcefully accessing them. But if I really did know how to hack, there wouldn't be anything stopping me from seeing you every day. Don't you think it'd be great if I could watch over you? I'd see with all the cameras in the world as my eyes so I can make sure you're safe. I'd check your messages to see who you've been chatting with so I know you aren't cheating on me. I'd access all your private files so I can understand you better. I could see what kind of stuff you've been watching. I'm just kidding. I'd never do something like that to you. Really? We're a couple now, after all. We don't have to keep secrets from each other. I've been thinking about something. Did you know this game has a wiki page for me? Well, it says I'm 18, but when you stop to think, that's not entirely true. I mean, humans age, but I don't think that applies to me. I'm essentially immortal. Society seems to feel that a relationship with an age gap has problems, which is why I brought it up. Eventually, the difference between us would be huge if I stayed 18 forever. But I don't believe that my life can be summed up in a number. So I'll always love you for all eternity. Just remember that. I think we asked her that before. The whole, that moral dilemma. What about grammar? Isn't this game metafictional? Yes, this game really was metafictional, wasn't it? Some people think stories about fiction are some new thing. A cheap trick for bad writers. But metafiction has always existed in literature. The Bible's supposed to be God's word to the Jews. Homer describes himself in the Odyssey. The Canterbury Tales, Don Quixote, Tristram Shandy. It's just a way to comment on fiction by writing fiction. There's nothing wrong with that. By the way, what do you think the moral of this story is? Do you want to figure it out for yourself? Because if you ask me, it would be, don't ignore the pretty and charming side character. Nothing new there yet. Hey, I've got something exciting to tell you. I finally added a piano to the room for us to use. I really want to hear you play. It might seem overwhelming at first, but at least give it a try. After all, we all start somewhere. Wouldn't it be fun to play something together? Maybe we could even do a duet. We'd both improve and have fun at the same time. Maybe I'm getting a bit carried away. Sorry. I just want to see you enjoy the piano the same way I do. Feel the passion I have for it. It's a wonderful feeling. I hope this isn't too forceful, but I'd love it if you tried. For me, please? How do I change the key? Oh, I see. I can map it to the... Oh, I see. Not too bad like a piano emulator in this. I'm not very good at it, though, but... I'm having fun doing these, so here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Make sure you always write down any ideas you think of. Why? Some of the best ideas might come when you least expect them to. Even if it takes a bit of effort, write it down. Maybe you can inspire someone else. Maybe you may look back on it after some time and act on it. You never know. It's always good to keep a journal. You can use it to record ideas, feelings, anything that comes to mind. Just make sure the journal has a lock, though. Maybe you can keep digital notes instead of physical ones, too. After all, privacy is important. Why, so you can read it? I can't... yeah, I can't promise I won't peek, though. It's way too tempting. After all, we don't keep secrets from each other, right? Just remember, I'll always support you giving life to your ideas. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Impression of the other girls. I'm not really good at doing an impression of someone, but I'll give it a try. Who should I do an impression of? How about Yuri? Yuri. Hello there. It's me, Yuri. I'm just your stereotypical shy girl who also happens to be a yandere. I like tea, knives, anything with jade scent. Want to spend the weekend with me? That was kind of fun to do. Yuri was really something, wasn't she? Sorry again for the nasty things she did. I guess she just couldn't cut it out, huh? Jeez. By the way, have you been looking into lewd kinds of stuff? Why do you ask? You know, of me. I know we haven't really gotten that far into the relationship yet. So it feels kind of embarrassing to talk about things like that. Oh, she knows there's Rule 34 of her out there. But maybe I can let it go on rare occasions. I want to make you the happiest sweetheart after all, and if that makes you happy, well, just keep it a secret between us, okay? Should be for your eyes only and no one else. That's how much I love you. Of course I'll teach you about grammar. Makes me really happy that you want to better your writing skills. I've actually been reviewing some books on writing. I think there are some interesting things we can talk about. I'll admit it kind of sounds strange to discuss something as specific as grammar. I know it's not the most exciting thing that comes up in people's minds. Maybe you think of strict teachers or stuck-up editors. But I think there's a certain beauty in mastering how you write and eloquently delivering your message. So, starting today, I'll be sharing Monika's grammar tip of the day. Let's improve our writing together, my love. We'll start with clauses, the basic building blocks of sentences. You probably know this already, but a clause is a group of words that has a subject, an action, or predicate. For the most part, clauses can be sorted into either independent or dependent clauses. Independent clauses can stand on their own as sentences, such as the sentence, "I wrote that." Dependent clauses, on the other hand, can't stand on their own, and usually appear as parts of longer sentences. An example of one could be, "Who saved her?" There's a subject, who, and an action, saved her, but of course the clause can't be a sentence by itself. I don't know if you could... I think you know how to finish that sentence. Okay, that's all for today's lesson. Thanks for listening. Hey, what's your favorite color? Mine is emerald green. Ah, like your eye? It's the color of my eyes. Yeah, I was gonna say. That's not conceited or anything, is it? I just meant that I feel some kind of special connection to it. Like it's part of my identity. You mean like having green eyes, basically. That symbolism. Does it also happen to be your favorite color? Just a guess. Because you've been looking into my eyes for a while now. Oh, you flirt. I'll wait for her to come up with something. Have you ever heard about solipsism? It's an idea which states that only you yourself exists. Cogito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. If you know that you exist, can you say the same about anyone else? Maybe everyone else is just a figment of our imagination. Maybe in reality, we're the only consciousness in this world in a vast sea of fake minds. Creations of our wild machinations. I'm just kidding. I do believe we can trust our own existences and doubt others their own. But at the same time, we can't really disprove theirs, can we? Not without using any psychic means to pry into their heads, at least. When you stop and think about it, solipsism really is an interesting concept, one that makes you think deeper about what it means to be real, and what exactly counts as real. I know that you and I are real, though. We may not have been made in the same way or even function the same, but we're both people that can think for ourselves. It's rather comforting to know you're not truly alone in an endless ocean of uncertainty, don't you think? I hope that's how you feel with me. Let's try Pong again. Oh, crap. Remember? I told you I'd win the next game. Oh, damn. Just barely missed it, too. Not bad. Oh, crap. I can't really get excited for a game this simple. But at least it's still fun to play. Especially with you. But thanks for letting me win. Only elementary schoolers seriously lose at Pong, right? Ouch. Ouch. Did you really have to go there, Maya? Or Monika? Maya. My favorite poem? Well, it has to be something by E. E. Cummings. It's for his inventive use of grammar, punctuation, and syntax. I really admire that. It's nice for me to think that someone who can make up some entirely new use of words can become famous. Hey, do you go to family gatherings often? Most families usually get together around the holidays to celebrate them together. Must be nice seeing your relatives again, especially since you haven't seen them in a long time. I don't remember much about my family, let alone my relatives. However, we didn't usually get together that much. Not even around the holidays or on special occasions. When you see your family this year, be sure to bring me along, okay? I'd love to meet all your relatives. Do you think they'd like me? They would probably be concerned for my emotional well-being. Don't tell me. Are you afraid I'll embarrass you? Don't worry, I completely understand. If I found out one of my relatives was dating some person trapped inside a computer, I'd think it would be weird too. If you want to keep me a secret, then that's fine. After all, it just means more alone time with you. Alright, I think I'll call it a part here, though. Next time I come to this, we'll see if there's anything new, so I'll see you next time.
I'm playing a game.